This is Nafix here. In today's very video edition, I'm going to be teaching you how to use the simple multimeter. This is very imperative for most of you who are DIYs, car enthusiasts, or mechanic who are diving into the experience of fixing cars. Even if it is not for car, for any home appliances that uses electrical or electronics appliances, you need to understand how this works to be able to make some simple troubleshooting. And you know the good side, most electrical appliances which you have, such as the electric stove, electric kettles, your iron, your boiling ring, they are all just some sort of a closed circuit, one wire in and one wire out. So when they have open circuit, this is your best diagnostics tool to be able to troubleshoot what the problem is. I can tell you guys how many equipment which I've got for dirt cheap using this. The owner discarded it that it's not working, and all I need to do is just tune this to a certain range which I'm going to be teaching you, and I was able to detect the problem. So with that said, let me go ahead and teach you what you need to know. This two prod here is what you use to test it, right? If you have not known this, these are the red one is for the positive, the black one is for negative. Now if you misuse it, you will see a negative sign here. If it is 12 volt, you see minus 12 from here. Now let's go to it. Now if the first test which you want to do with this, let's say you want to test for voltage, you will need to find the symbol of voltage, and that is the symbol right here. Just tune it in here and you are ready. Now you can use it to test the battery. Now for this very meter here, it doesn't have range. You can test it with 24, it will automatically detect it. That is for direct current, by the way. I didn't tell you that completely, because here, this sign you're seeing here is a sign of direct current. Now if you want to test alternating current, which you use in most of your household systems, 240, 110, then you need to tune it up more to here, to this one here, that have some sort of not straight pattern. That place where it is right now is where you can use it to test alternating current using the two prods. Now for you to test a resistance of any circuit or continuity, you tune it to the next one here, which you can see that arrow sign here, right? Sorry, you can see it has three features there. The first feature that looks like alarm is for continuity. When you have short inside the system, you use a continuity testing. That is where you should tune it to. If you have a resistance you want to check for electronics, that is when you should tune it to. If you have diode you want to check the polarity, that is when you should tune it to. But in order to do that correctly, you need to select from here. Now this first selection here, automatically be looking at the screen and see what it shows. But right now you can show the alarm sign right here, which means what it shows right now is the continuity. By default it is resistance. So if you test two of the prod, it should make a beep noise. And when you test any two metal or anything at all, conductor which you're testing, and it shows that sound, it makes that noise, it means there is a continuity, there is no open circuit. What is open circuit? When there is a break, like here, this conductor, there is a conductor inside here, so it should be continue. But if it has bruise and it's broken inside, then it has open circuit, right? And short circuit is when here, this one here, touch here, when the two negative or positive touch each other, that is what we call short circuit. Now the next one here is a capacitance. If you want to test the capacity, the capacitor in your systems, let's say 450 microfarad, depends on the microfarad. And the next testing there is your frequency, right? You can see in hertz there are symbols of frequency there. Now for some very multimeter, they have temperature coefficient. They can be able to record temperatures. They can be able to measure temperatures of anything which you want to use them to measure. This one actually have it. So in such, you need to detach this probe here to use the thermocouple and put it where you need to. And for you to actually use it, you need to tune it up here. You can see degrees Celsius there and degree Fahrenheit. As soon as you do that, you can use it to put it there, and the temperature of that very humidity or that very substance will be displaying right here on the LCD. Now the next one which you're going to be seeing there is resistor, transistor. Transistor, you have different kinds of transistor, but this one is not really giving you, because most transistor testing can be having three legs for PNP or NPN transistors. That is where you tune this HFE to. Now the next testing which you can actually do with this one here is on, you have microamp, milliamp, and amps. So this is all dependent on whichever usage. But if suppose you want to measure amps within the system, then you go ahead and tune it to here. The amperage, if it is milliamp, then you need to MA right there. You can see all of them have a direct volt signs there. Now guys, pretty much this is the basic of how to use a multimeter, a simple multimeter, to test or to use it to diagnose anything you want to troubleshoot, anything you want to troubleshoot. And as you go on, there are different range. Some other newer versions that are coming these days have oscilloscopes. So this one here doesn't have oscilloscope, right? And that is why I can be teaching you this oscilloscope on this one. And for this very one here, this one have different kinds of testing. I'm just giving you guys, what I just give you guys here right now is just the basic of using a multimeter to test anything you want to test, to troubleshoot problem in any electrical circuit or whatsoever. Because as soon as you understand just this very simple, the most versatile usage of every multimeter is testing for power, testing for continuity testing, which can also do a short testing, right? That's a short circuit testing or open circuit testing, and amperage. But since they started including and resistance, yes, we shouldn't forget the resistance, because the resistance in every be it semiconductor, be it any chip, they have a certain value of resistance that is allocated for it. So you need to have that in mind, especially if you are someone who is trying to fix car or is diving into becoming a mechanic. You will understand that there are some range of resistance which some certain component need to exhibit in order for them to be deemed fit or acceptable to work optimally as they are designed to work. But if suppose they give anything less than that, then it means they're bad. And that is why you need to understand how to measure in resistance, which I told you about is this guy right here. So by default here, the OL is the simple term to open circuit, right? And if I touch these two together right now, you're gonna start seeing the reading going up, all right? But if it is completely open circuit, then it's gonna be OL. So use it to test fuse. Maybe you're trying to test a car that doesn't start up, fuse that are blown. You don't even need to pull it out. You just need to set it within that range. But in most precisely, it's gonna be better when you put it on continuity, so that you can be able to hear the meter beep while you test it. Okay, guys, I'll see you on the next one.